All right, so
we make the strings louder.
I got my intercooler today. This is just a really cheap CX Racing one. It's like a 4-inch core. I think it was like 200 and some bucks. Just kind of to get me going for now. I did want to get like a really nice baller one, but I guess we'll kind of see how this one works for now. One thing I don't really like is that a lot of it is behind the actual core support right there. So I feel like that's just kind of a waste of the airflow unless it like hits that and then kind of goes up there. But yeah, I mean, I just figured it already had a bracket. I'm kind of in a time crunch, and I kind of just wanted to get something on here and get it mounted. I am gonna make some little braces on the bottom, but we just kind of threw it on there just real quick just to kind of see how it even looked on there. But was kind of looking at this wiring harness, went ahead and just kind of threw it through the grommet and kind of seeing where it lines up over here. There's not really any good place to put it, I feel like, because obviously there's gonna be like intercooler piping and other things that need to go around here, and I don't know, it'd just be a big pain because this is kind of the main fuse box, and I don't really need a whole lot of stuff up here because the ECU is gonna have its own like fan relay that's gonna switch the fans on and off. The only other thing that I think I'm gonna need is there's obviously gonna be like some inputs and outputs and stuff from the, I believe like the tachometer and stuff hooks into there, because there is a portion of this whole section, I think that like this type of stuff. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on what exactly I have to hook up, but I don't want to destroy that harness, and so I think I'm going to use this harness. And kind of the thought process behind it is I'm going to try and pull it back. So like these wires that go here, I'm going to put this thing here. Hold on, let me move it. All right, so this is just an idea, but if I could still retain this factory fuse box, kind of mount it up in here so it's out of the way, and I can mount interior pieces and stuff. And then I'll go ahead and run these wires, because these are the ones that go over the fender. I'll run those up front and plug them into their factory connectors or whatever. Obviously, like the battery and everything ties into here, and I'm gonna have the battery here in the back. So I think, you know, at that point, all I'll really have to do is pull the wires out of the harness, figure out exactly which ones work for like the AC. Like radiator fans will be on the ECU. AC headlights, blinkers, horns. I mean, other than that, there's really not a lot of stuff because everything else is going to be tied into the engine harness. And then figure out if there's a spot to like tie in the factory tachometer, so I could run, you know, the tach, the speedo, all that stuff. I'm assuming some of that stuff is in this harness as well. But I guess I don't know. I'm not really going to mess with this today, but that's just kind of an idea. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put some of the other wiring in the actual car. Put that in there, and then doors.
Ooh, looks like some work's getting done on the Supra. Oh, wait. What are you doing, bud?
Well,
this ain't a Supra.
well, you remember that valve I did? I replaced on the tire machine, and I fixed, and I like Jaymie welded it because it was cracked.
Oh.
Oh, it didn't work. So I bought the updated version, $120 updated version. No, this one, I don't know how much. It's like 100 and something. It's too much.
Poll time. Everybody likes 98 tails, but I kind of like the 95 tails. So click the poll up here. Click the poll in the corner.
I mean,
and cast your vote. 98 tails or 95s. I think the older style look a little bit more aggressive compared to these. Honestly, these just look like an aftermarket rice set to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's just what they do. So don't post a comment because it's just gonna get lost. Everybody hit the poll of which set.
Comment too.
You can, but I mean it's gonna get lost. But cast your vote in the poll so that we can see which one you guys like better.
Comment about my tire machine. What you think of it?
Yeah, and comment about what you guys think about Trevor wasting time on tire machines. Look at him. Just look at him.
Done. I need to put tires on the Supra wheels eventually.
You don't have Supra wheels. What Supra wheels are you gonna put tires on? On these? On the Stalkers?
The rainy day Supra wheels.
The rainy day Supra wheels?
Yeah, oh, another poll.
Yeah, another poll, guys. What wheels do you think Trevor should use?
Actually, comment what wheels.
Comment what wheels you think Trevor should get. Because right now, he's just gonna run the stock twin turbo wheels, which are kind of dope. Get these polished and just run these. You won't. And just slam it. on these wheels. Trevor's also considering running these PIIAs off the rainy day Supra, getting like the lips cleaned up and stuff, just because they're on there, which aren't bad. I mean, they got kind of a little bit of a lip. Sorry, I'm in the light there, but I mean, you guys probably see them. But I don't know. Comment what wheels Trevor should get. Everyone's gonna say Rays and T37s and some Wed Sports and some Works.
Or some conic ampliforms with the big old, big old lip on it. I really was looking at. I like the SSR Professor SP3s.
Yeah, I love Professors. They're sick.
They're dope.
But they're like
$2,500.
Yeah, and they're like 3 months out from Japan.
If you could even find them.
Yeah,
so.
if you can even get a set. So if anybody has a hookup on Professors, send an email so we can get some
SP3s,
SSRs.
I really like those.
SP3s. Or if anybody knows about someone selling a set of SP3s. What do you want, like 9s in the front, 10.5 in the rears?
I can't, yeah.
Something like that?
I don't even think we can afford them. So.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll just sell some stuff. Just buy merch instead.
Yeah. Super shirts on sale.
Buy Super shirts on sale now. Pretty much everything's on sale, actually. For now.
Nobody buys anything. I literally sell like $100 worth of merch.
It's because you don't talk about your merch. You don't wear your merch. You don't show it.
Because I feel like everybody's going to save it for the giveaway anyhow.
They're like, why would I buy merch when there's giveaway? Because there's going to be new merch. Maybe.
New merch.
New merch, maybe.
New giveaway.
New Supra, who dis?
Coming soon.
New Supra, who dis?
It works. Look how much faster that is.
I thought it was just old and crappy.
Well, this thing used to leak like 100% of the time, and now it's just good. It's just good.
Nice. New tire machine, who dis? Alright, so now we can get to popping these off and hopefully get back to the Supra, get back to business. No, probably not, because you guys know how loading up before an event goes is going to take way longer than it should. But I'm going to try and get on him so we can get this stuff going and get back to the important stuff.
It never did this before, so it's never not hissed. Ever since I had it, it just was like all the time. And now look at that. Look at that. It ain't ever been so damn fast. Ever.
Scratching up the RPF ones.
Yeah. Alright.
Time.
Brand new tire machine. Alright, so just for funnies, I went ahead and threw one of the wheels off of my drift car. This is it's a Miro. I think they're like 398s or whatever, basically like a TE37 like rep. It's an 18 by 10.5 plus 20, and you can see kind of how the fitment is on it. I'm just trying to get an idea of fitment. So this is almost straight down the quarter. You can see it kind of pokes out just a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, it looks pretty aggressive. I feel like it. So the other thing is, since this is a plus 20, there's no brake rotor on there, so that probably takes up for like 5 mil or so. So this would technically be what like an 18 by 10.5 plus 25 would look like on the car. That being said, I almost think if I wanted it like completely, like perfectly flush, I would have to run maybe like an 18 by, or like a 19 by 10.5 plus 30 or something like that, if that's even, I'm assuming that's kind of a thing. But I do like the way the black looks on there. Definitely makes it look aggressive. So imagine if there was a door on it, and a gas door too. That'd probably look cool. Here in my basement, we still got a lot of MotionAutoTv merch left over from the last giveaway. Namely, there's a lot of these XL square stamp shirts, no larges, no mediums, a couple smalls. I think that, yeah, that's the square stamp. Here's the real builds. We have a lot of these left in small, medium, large, extra large, 2X. We have hats, some of the small, medium, flex fit curved bill, and then these are just only the small flat bill. We have a lot of these Supra XL shirts, so the Supra XL, but those are pretty much right here in the box. There's like 100 and some of these. We have some S14 shirts left. We have some Make the Streets Louder shirts left. So yeah, anyhow, everything on the store right now is 30% off if you use the code 30sale. So as you can see right here, we got everything's already on sale anyhow, and then we just marked it down anyhow. So the flat bill hats, normally we were selling them for 35 during the giveaway, now they're 28. The shirts, normally we were selling those for about 30, they're 22 plus the 30% off. And the key tags, we're selling those for 15, and now we're taking 30% off basically your entire order. So head over to MotionAutoTv.com and get yourself some discounted merch. We are kind of getting ready to maybe fire up the next giveaway, so kind of stay tuned for that. But just kind of want to clear out some of the the stock of these things, and just start fresh. So yeah, be sure to go check that out and use that code. So thank you guys. All right, guys, back at the shop today, and we got David over here. Dave, what are you doing?
I'm just wiring.
Is this your favorite thing to do or what?
I guess.
So Dave tore apart my Supra harness, and so basically what we're doing is there's tons and tons of random connectors and stuff that we don't need, like ABS, fan relays, starter relay, like all that.
Pretty much anything the factory puts in there, you just throw it in the trash.
You just yank it out.
And you buy a sound one.
So we I downloaded a little diagram. This is basically the engine compartment fuse box, and then this kind of shows all this. There's like this insane wiring diagram that just like as soon as I typed in like Mark IV Supra wiring harness, bam, right there it was. Bam, bam. So since I am using this Wiring Specialties harness right here, this is their universal harness because they actually don't make like a plug-and-play harness for a Supra. And then I'm using the ECU Master ECU, so I have the ECU Master connectors on here already. Everything's all kind of labeled and nice, showing me exactly where everything needs to go. And since it is the standalone harness, or the universal harness, it should be pretty easy to kind of tie it into the car. So I did two fuel pumps, which I could go in actually on the ECU and change what the output of this does. But 2 fans, ignition, stuff like that. So I, kind of has this little lead harness out on the side. So this will be like the 2 powers of the fans. This will be like the, the 2 fuel pumps, and then ignition on there. So then it has this other little thing right here. So it says like digital in, analog in, digital in, all that type of stuff, fan relay, tons of things like that. So I'll basically be able to run the engine kind of full standalone on its own, and then I just need to tie in a couple things to the factory harness, namely like the tachometer signal, like the reverse lights, a couple other random things like that. But it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But the whole front harness, there's tons of ABS sensors and impact sensors and things like that they're just kind of in the wrong place. This is in its own like harness or whatever. But so Dave's yanking this fuse box apart and try to get a little bit better placement of it. You can see this is like the alternator wiring, and then this is like the main wiring, I believe, like the power that actually goes to the fuse box over there. There's like 2 big connectors. Let's see if this will focus over there. There's 2 big connectors where that stuff all plugs in. And basically just gonna kind of try and integrate this without all the extra BS. So we'll basically run a couple wires up front, and that'll pretty much be it for the headlights. So he's gonna start messing with that, playing with those things. Ty and I believe Jesse are gonna help me throw the doors on this thing, and then I'm gonna start stealing switches and wiring and stuff out of these door panels over here, so that we could actually make this thing look like it's getting something done. So that's I guess that's the new agenda. We had another agenda the other day, and then that didn't happen, and then Ty just went and had McDonald's, and now he's all sick and
overstuffed myself.
You had one sandwich.
I just ate too fast, and I sucked down the whole sweet tea.
David.
Wheels?
Needles.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Jesse, where's your needles?
What do I need that for?
That's what I get to choose.
Want to see the fastest way to ruin your Supra? What are you doing?
I'm wiping it.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. Skirt. Did you hear all those scratches?
No.
What do you think a play bar is?
But that's, you clay bar it, then you polish it. He's already like,
Well, I'm gonna polish it.
still. That just like hurts my soul. And then you just did that.
Well, this is a new.
Yeah, the new side of new swirls. Look at these fresh new swirls. New swirls, who dis?
Well, it's getting a full polish anyhow.
Can't believe you. Can't believe you. I guess we pulled one door. And we got big mess of glass everywhere. Yes. Look at all this. They making messes, bud.
Well, it's like, it had to be done.
Yeah, so one of the wreck doors we pretty much tore it apart, got the harness all pulled out because this one on the, if you guys remember, the door was, you know, the yellow painted door. And it's just got some wires that are chilling there and some butt connectors
it's
there.
not bad.
So,
Like,
I mean, I'm sure it'll work,
If
but
it was the only one I had, like, I'd definitely use it.
Yeah.
But like this one, other one's like 30,000 mile harness. It's nice and clean.
yeah, I mean, this one's like not too bad. Besides, we'll clean it for some mouse poop or something, you know, because the Apple car was infected. And, you know, the lock and stuff's probably good. And pull the tumbler so that way, just have one key. Just makes everything easier.
Yeah.
So a little bit of work and everything, and I mean that door was just trashed anyway. So get everything transferred over to this one, and then get it on, and then on to the next one. On to the next one. Is the other one as bad?
That one's like,
Oh, cherry door.
like if I could have just,
Like painted that one? You should have done that.
I mean,
Probably should have like just done that. Well, I guess you would have taken it apart anyways,
Yeah.
but
it's the same. But like nothing is broken. Like the issue with that one is like it was all tweaked. So like to get to like the wiring harness, you had to like break the door apart to like because
Yeah.
it was pinched in there.
yeah, you know, as you can see, there's like these door bars and bash bars and everything that are in the doors. So when you're trying to reach in here and get everything in, this is all crushed in here, and everything's all crushed in there. Trying to get to the lock mechanism, it's just doesn't work how it's supposed to. So you just gotta break it more. So we'll break it more. So.
Didn't I can make one perfect door?
I mean, you have a
Out
perfect
of this good?
door right here.
I mean, it's close to.
Why are you taking it apart?
Painted the wrong door, Ty.
I mean, you kind of did.
Well, I forgot that this one was so nice.
It's really like perfect. So we already pulled the door panel off, and then we're just looking at how like nice and
Like
new
the
everything-
clips
Yeah,
and the
like
bolts
everything
and like
just
the
looks good,
wiring
yeah.
and I mean just everything. Like
everything.
nothing's
Like,
broke.
look at this and like,
Look at that. Like watch how this plugs in
wow.
and watch how it unplugs. Just like I mean look at the bolts. Look at
There's
the,
even like some like original like grease and stuff on that speaker.
I mean
the
look
foams
at
and
that. Like you could hear it go. Like it's so nice.
Just, and we're just gonna dissect it apart. Because Trevor's got a cherry purple door over here.
Things.
Look at that though. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's get to it.
right, guys, so would you look at that over there? I mean, that's some inspiration right there. That just makes me like want to continue. But so yeah, there's obviously a lot more things that need to go into these doors and door panels. I really don't have a great driver's side door panel. This passenger side one is the best out of them all, and the only imperfection it has is that little thing right there. Probably a couple other little things, but I mean, it looks pretty good. In the glove box, it won't stay up, so it kind of pops up and then it falls down. Oh, see, there it goes again. But yeah, a little bit more progress on it. I know the doors being mounted, that's not really a huge thing, but now just I feel like a lot more things can start moving forward. And I still need to pull the weather stripping off of this this door, put it on the bottom, and then the window regulator and install the window, like the door trim. But since this isn't kind of in its final polished state yet, I did polish the doors a little bit, but you could almost tell the difference between the quarter panel and the door. You can see how that's kind of almost gray, and the door is actually kind of black, which I haven't actually wiped this down in a little while. But the car is pretty much in compound, and the doors are compounded and polished, but there's a couple little things I do need to touch up on the doors. You know, sanding a little bit and a couple little scratches from, not really scratches, but really, really fine things from moving them around. But yeah, so I'm gonna probably, maybe tomorrow or the next day, is kind of just do the final polish around here, so I could go ahead and install the actual door handles, and then I could put in the door glass and all that stuff. I think I have some weather stripping that will work, that's nice and clean. Need to get the quarter windows and stuff in here. Need to get the rear glass weather stripping thing so that I could actually glue that down. Need to order a windshield. Need to get the front windshield trim thing that goes around it so I could actually glue that thing down. I don't know. There's a lot of things. Still waiting on the clutch, but I got lots of what else did I get in the mail today? I didn't actually get anything in the mail today, but we have all the fuel system stuff. We have the wiring harness. So, oh, the 2J thing. I did get a couple things for the 2J. I got some. This is a little goodie bag right here from Real Street. But I got a billet timing belt tensioner bracket, and then their catch can setup. So I got that for this guy. I mean, obviously I've had the head back for this thing for a couple days now, or it's almost been a little over a week. But I wanted that billet timing tensioner because I hear that, you know, the stock one, if you're making a lot of power, they could have a tendency to crack, or they could. I did clean up 2 of the pistons in here, just kind of playing around with them. I still need to do the rest of them and actually kind of assemble this this block. But that's going to be another video. I do need to get kind of cracking on that too, because I need to paint a bunch of things, and I don't know. I really, really wanted to have this stupid thing like at least assembled body-wise to take to streetcar takeover, which that's still a possibility. Maybe I won't mess with the engine and try to get that done, but I'd feel kind of silly just bringing like a shell to streetcar takeover, but I really wanted it. But that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and David's gonna come back tomorrow and mess with this harness and kind of get that figured out. That'll help a lot too, because then we can really just kind of start throwing door panel, like actual carpet and stuff. So see you guys later.